I wasn't recording this whole time. Oh my God. I'm losing my voice. I think I'm getting sick. And I just recorded. I was sitting here for talking for 30 minutes and it didn't record. Okay. Hello. My name is Liz Ashley and welcome to my channel where we talk about all of the pop culture and online drama news. And today we are going to do another video about JoJo Siwa. So I've done 2 videos on her so far. And the first one was about the alleged abuse with her girl group XOMG Pop. And then the latest one that I did was about her rebrand and how I think some of this has to do with Avery, how she was trending on lesbian TikTok when, everyone thought that she cheated on Avery and all this other kind of stuff, right? But at that point, her new song hadn't even dropped yet. She had just been talking about it and leaking certain parts of it for months. It was exhaustive at one point. But it finally came out, and so much has transpired since it came out. So much has transpired. It's all over the internet. It's all anyone's talking about. Everyone is making fun of her dance moves. Everyone thinks that she's stealing songs. She's said a lot of questionable things on podcasts. There has been drama related to all of it. It is just taking the internet by storm. So let's talk about it. All right, again, I am losing my voice and I am feeling sick, so I'm sorry if I'm a little low energy today. But please like and subscribe. Please subscribe if you would. I am trying to get to 500 subscribers so I can hit the first part of monetization, and I'm at 300 right now. So if you're watching and you want to subscribe, it takes 5 seconds. Just click the button and I will forever be grateful to you. It's so trippy because I'm talking about JoJo Siwa and I feel like my voice is mimicking her. All right, so first, let's start with JoJo, kind of the backlash she's getting on the internet right now. So right now, like I said, a lot of people are mocking her and making fun of her, and they're doing they're kind of mocking her dance moves and her dancing ability because they're you were on Dance Moms, you worked with Abby Lee Miller, you did all these different things. What is this dance?
Guys, I accidentally looked at the solar eclipse when I went outside and you won't believe what happened.
She's been doing a media rounds, a podcast rounds, where she's been going to all these different podcasts and getting interviewed by all these different people, and it has started even more drama. Basically, when she's going on all these podcasts, she's yeah, this is a new thing for me. I put so much work into this. This is I've been planning this for such a long time, and it's my new music and blah, 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 right? Well, she didn't her song Karma, she didn't write that. That she actually didn't that's not her song. Now a lot of people think she stole it, but I don't think she stole it. I think she probably bought it, or her label bought it, or other musicians will write songs and then other artists can buy it and whatever. So I think that's what happened. But this song Karma was pitched to Miley Cyrus during her Can't Be Tamed era. Miley declined that song. She didn't use it. And so JoJo, however long later, has now bought that song. So a lot of people are kind of getting on her for that, being she's talking such a big game, but she didn't write this song. She didn't really even change it all that much, honestly. It's essentially the same song. There is another song on her album, though, that's called Choose Your Fighter. And now that one is very similar to another song. And she might have stolen that one, allegedly, because the person who wrote it actually came out and was kind of yeah, I don't remember exactly what they said, but they did come out and say something about it. So that one she actually legit could have stolen.
JoJo Siwa blatantly stole this TikToker song from 2022 for her new album. Now this is the TikToker that she stole a song from, and you might be thinking, well, maybe they worked together on the song. But she responded to this in a recent comment saying, "Hi 2024 fans, I'm going to make a story time soon. I actually didn't sign off on it coming out with JoJo. Not her fault. If my version gets love, I can still put it out after hers. Thanks for the support."
Now there are people on the internet who are like, this is actually a bop. Like Fletcher even did like a TikTok about it, how it's been stuck in her head. And so there are people online who are, you know, being very supportive of her. So basically the internet's like, it's all about all of this right now. And there's even more drama. Like it's not just one piece of drama. Like there's so much drama with this song. And so on her little podcast tour, she's been starting drama there too. So like she was on this one podcast with, I guess, someone who's her friend, because they were defending her. They were like, "You're so amazing. You're so great. This is like da da da." And then they kept comparing her to Miley and like Miley's Bangers era. Like this is not, please don't, no, I'm sorry. Miley's Bangers era was amazing. It was amazing. I loved it. And it was around the same time that I had my little streak of being wild, you know, and she did amazing. And her concert was amazing. I went to her concert. It was amazing. She did great. Like, I loved Miley's Bangers era. Loved it. And this is nothing like that. Like, this is nothing like that. And I think a big part of it is that Miley's was very authentic. She was actually growing up. She was actually getting away from Disney. She was actually like going through these things, right? Growing into adulthood in front of everyone. I don't think that's what JoJo's doing. Like, I don't think that's what she's doing at all. Like, I think this is very calculated. And I think that these are decisions she's making on purpose to get attention. I don't think it has anything to do with her actually trying to like grow into this new person or this different person, like, at all. But the drama on this podcast, she basically was saying like, oh, because like I guess James Charles, who's one of her friends, who she invited to her release party, who she also invited Colleen Ballinger to. So she just has great friends. Again, James Charles, may I remind you, texted a minor as an adult. And then Colleen Ballinger, she's been friends with since she was like 13, which is already a problem. They have this video together and it's really telling. And it's basically like Colleen Ballinger is like talking about her private parts and they're dancing and that's all she keeps talking about and like pointing out. And it's really weird and it's really gross. And it's a very strange video.
You're like 5 years old. Also, I'm just now realizing your shirt says milk all over it. You drink milk? Yes. You know that comes from a private part?
Do you know that you drank milk when you were a kid?
No, I did not.
You never
And my mom tried to make me drink that, and I would be like, get away, pervert. I'm not drinking that out of your private.
Whoa!
The first position, second position, third position, splits. Whoa! Did you hurt your dookie?
What's a dookie?
But anyway, and so James Charles made this video kind of mocking her dance. But he, I guess, texted her before he posted it and was like, hey, I'm going to post this. Is this okay? And she was like, fine with that because they're still friends. And he asked her and all, you know, whatever. And then Tana Montag, I don't know how to say her name. But Tana Montag, but she has been making videos like mocking JoJo, and JoJo is like, well, I thought we were cool, you know? And then Tana's like, what do you think? Like, who do you think I am? Do you think I have to like text you permission to post stuff? And it's just become this whole thing. And it's so stupid, honestly. I don't like any of them.
Oh, he was talking about people making fun of her music, like mocking it. And she said, he brought up James Charles first. And she's like, well, James texted me and asked me if he could post that weird, he was like dancing like her or something. And she said, so it was fine. We're cool. She's like, but the one that got, and then they said Tana. They brought up Tana, right? Okay. The host bring you up. And they're like, what about Tana? And she's like, well, that's the one that gets me because we're like cool. She did clarify you guys weren't like friends, but you were like friendly. Like last time she was on the podcast, she said that you guys were going to have a fun night or talking about having a fun night together. That was right. That's what she, I literally just watched it like an hour ago. So she's like, you know, we're cool. We've always been cool, whatever. And I was like, okay. She did her podcast, talked about having a fun night. Okay. And then she goes, so that one she was mocking me. So it hurt a little.
I don't know in what world she thinks I would ever be texting her to ask her for fucking permission to make that video.
So she's just like been starting drama everywhere. And it's so funny because she's like so mad that people are calling her out on the internet. And in all these interviews, she's like, people are just being so mean to me. And, you know, I'm happy they're being mean to me because I can take it. And like, you know, other people can't. That's why I don't think this is like an authentic transition, like a Britney, like a Miley, like a Demi. It's not the same thing. But one of the biggest controversies that happened was when she was, I think this is when she was talking to Call Her Daddy. But she went on Call Her Daddy, and a lot of people were like, and I saw like one video on TikTok being like, oh, the girl on Call Her Daddy was being so mean to JoJo. And I'm like, what? She's just being blunt and like honest with her. Like, she's acting strange. She's wearing a weird hat. She drove up in a car with her face all over it. Like, that's not being mean. That's like that's being just a normal person. Being like, you're being ridiculous.
Oh,
Every
no, you have different colored seats? I feel like I am at like Disneyland.
But basically, on this podcast, I think it was on this podcast. It might have been on a different one, but she's been on so many podcasts lately. But she was on Megan Trainor's podcast. So she said that she wanted to invent a new genre of music, and she said that new genre of music is gay pop. So this is the biggest backlash that she's been getting, at least the biggest backlash I've seen. But I'm on queer TikTok, so that's my algorithm. But on queer TikTok, that's basically essentially like all of that. That's all anyone's talking about. And even like queer artists have been like responding to that and like stitching it.
JoJo Siwa is the first person to be gay. Breaking news though, congratulations. The first person to be gay and the first gay person ever to be an inventor.
I want to start a new genre of music. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's called gay pop.
Who are you?
I'm Pam. Who are you?
I'm the owner of this house.
Start a new genre of music. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's called gay pop.
What were Tegan and Sarah doing?
I want to start a new genre of music. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's called gay pop. I want to start a new genre of music. And they said, what do you mean? And I said, well, it's called gay pop.
You guys are thinking about this all wrong. Like, JoJo Siwa, learn your history. No. Think about the level of delusion it takes to think that you're inventing gay pop.
And it's so funny because the like this is why I think JoJo Siwa, this is why JoJo Siwa is getting so much criticism, is the audacity in a lot of the things that she does and she says. Like the audacity to be like, oh, I'm inventing a new genre called gay pop. It's like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? She keeps trying to compare herself to Miley Cyrus. And I'm like, Miley Cyrus is a queer artist, okay? She is like, what are you talking about? Like, come on, Demi Lovato, cool for the summer. There's Fletcher. We've been talking about her this whole week. For like weeks now. There's Fletcher. Fletcher is a very big pop that does gay music. Pop artist that does gay music. Tegan and Sarah, Chappell Roan. Like, there are so many people that have done queer music, and to sit here and be like, I'm creating a new genre called gay pop. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? Like, just the audacity. And then TMZ went up to her and it was like, oh, a lot of people are mad at you. She's like, oh, I can say anything and people will be mad at me. It's like, no, people are mad at you because of what you said, and it's a legitimate thing. Like, you can't just go out and be like, I'm inventing gay pop. And it's like, no, you're not.
Yes. A lot of people have come for you. Do you retract what you said? Have you
literally, what does it? Here's the thing. I'd be like, I support world peace, and the world would be like, you.
But a lot of people are saying that there was a lot of icons that have come before you.
So many. Gosh, I saw even Betty Who made a post being like, hey, and I'm really friends with Betty. Like, Madonna, Lady Gaga, Michael Jackson. There's so many people who have made gay pop. I think I'm more so unique at like.
Can you clarify that statement?
Clarify that statement. Oh God, I get one time and not my sister.
And Karma was written by someone who was not writing about a queer relationship, was writing about like a heterosexual relationship. I got mad at that one because I was like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The amount of queer artists that I listen to, queer women artists in particular, are so many. Girl in Red, there's another one. King Princess, there's another one. All of these people have amazing music, and music that has really helped me in my sexuality journey. And like, to sit here and be like, oh, I'm inventing gay pop is utterly ridiculous, utterly ridiculous. But JoJo, I feel, is just doing this for the outrage bait, and that's it. And a lot of people think it's because she's trying, that so people talk about this more than they talk about all the allegations with XOMG Pop, which wouldn't surprise me.
Comments that were like, JoJo needs to fire her marketing team. What
about the blood? When that little girl who was an XOMG Pop who had spina bifida was dancing during rehearsal before she had a surgery for her condition, and she was dancing for so long and so hard that she began to bleed out of her belly button, and then your mom told her to put a maxi pad on it so that way the blood would not soak through her costume.
She has literally been all the internet has talked about for like this whole freaking month now. So her marketing's working. It's working. She's doing a great job at the marketing, and I think that's what she wanted. But yeah, that's the video today. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, comment rainbow. And yeah, tell me what you think about the JoJo Siwa stuff below. Name some of your favorite queer artists below, and so I can check them out. And then what else did I was gonna say? Oh, please subscribe. Like I said, I'm trying to get to 500 subscribers, so please subscribe. That would make me so happy. But yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.